Turning now to news out of Washington, where the Trump administration has now canceled its plan to freeze federal grants. The memo from the budget office Monday night led to confusion and legal challenges. The White House says while the memo has been pulled, Trump's underlying executive orders targeting federal spending in areas like diversity, equity, and inclusion and climate change remain in place. Jenna Webster is in studio and explains how federal funding is used in the Quad Cities and how nonprofits plan to move forward. Good evening, Jenna.
Yeah, John, lots of confusion over the past few days over what the freeze would mean. The city of Bettendorf was supposed to vote on a plan to install 2 EV chargers downtown next week, but actually pulled it from the agenda since it relied on the city to purchase, then be reimbursed with federal funds. Meanwhile, Moline says it has $25 million tied up in federal funds. That includes the lead service water line removal project, the community development block grant program, even the police department. It funds bulletproof vests, gas masks, and overtime for special response teams.
We can't second guess what's coming. I don't think anybody really can. So our position is, of course, that we're going to monitor very closely what's going on. Whether it's this bill or this, OMB memorandum or a future memorandum, we are watching closely what's going on.
Now, nonprofits in the Quad Cities say these federal dollars are vital to their programs. Community Health Care says 15% of its annual budget comes from federal funding. Of its 400 employees, between 60 and 70 are tied to that funding. Meanwhile, Bethany for Children and Families says it's most concerned about its housing programs for both homeless youth and families. Those programs are 75% funded by federal HUD dollars. Even yesterday, its finance department couldn't withdraw funds from a previously awarded contract with HUD.
We address the underlying causes of homelessness, such as mental health issues, domestic abuse, joblessness, and we try to help get these people to be productive members of society.
And so if we weren't here, it's not a complete desert from medical and dental and behavioral health services, but it would certainly be significantly more delay in receiving care.
Community Health Care says it's preparing for potential changes to funding in the future. It's secured lines of credit and has rainy day funds, but if it were to lose federal funding, it would have to reevaluate its services. John.
All right, Jenna, thank you. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is defending the policy on social media, posting on X saying this is not a recession of the federal funding freeze. The president's EO on federal funding remain in full force and effect and will be rigorously implemented. Right, civilian workers at the Rock Island Arsenal are among the millions of federal employees being offered an incentive to resign. President Trump's administration has been sending emails to federal workers offering several months of pay in exchange for resignations. The Arsenal employs 5,300 civilians. Another 1,000 people on the island are military. An Arsenal official confirmed the president's email was sent to some on the island, but he wasn't sure that all 5,000 plus received it. He said the Arsenal is waiting for further guidance on the program from the Army and the Department of Defense.